Hello everyone, LJ here. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. So, yes, I have watched a couple of things lately that have made me really happy to talk about 3D again. And I just thought, I'm not going to make too many regular appearances. There's not going to be too many 3D reviews that I'll be doing. But there's a couple that I definitely want to talk about. And one of which is obviously, as you can tell by the title, is Bumblebee 3D. So let's talk about this. Back, I think it was, 2018? 2018, I think this film came out. Watched it in cinema, me, Alice, and a friend of ours. We went to go and see this in cinemas, and we loved it. It was fantastic, probably one of the best Transformers movies to exist. But we were very disheartened that there was no 3D release of this, especially not in our cinema as well. We checked every day, every viewing. There was no 3D release of this in our cinema. And we saw it like a 3D YouTube trailer, and then no 3D release. And that sucked, because the 3D trailer looked amazing. There's this amazing company called Turbine who have started putting out a lot of these Paramount and Universal Pictures 3D titles, which is fantastic. And two of which they released was Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts. This one may be a future video. I haven't checked it out yet. Well, I've checked it out, but I've not watched the whole thing. But here, today, we are going to be talking about Bumblebee in 3D. And let's just... I'm not going to talk much about the actual movie. I'll give you like the little bit, which is obviously, the opening sequence is that there's the war on Cybertron. Bumblebee leaves. Bumblebee. There's a war on Cybertron, and Bumblebee is sent to Earth to, hide there while the Autobots regather themselves and, find a new place to lay low until they can, sort stuff out. To which he ends up coming across this teenage girl who's going through her own life trauma stuff, and meeting Bumblebee has been the best thing for her. So that's all I'm going to really say about the film. If you want to check the film out, go see it yourself if you haven't. If you have seen the film, let me know down below what you think. It's definitely one of the best Transformer films to exist that's come out over the past 20 years. 2007 was the first Michael Bay Transformers movie, which is actually really good. The first one's amazing. It's done really well. The sequels kind of go a bit weird after that. But Bumblebee and the first Transformers are brilliant. Now let's talk about the 3D for this. Now, yes, this is probably one of the best modern 3D releases to come out. My God. Alright, so the whole film is in full frame, by the way. It's, from corner to corner image, which is nice. Mwah. That's how I love my 3D to be viewed. And let's just say it out loud. This is definitely what I consider a 50-50 depth pop-out extravaganza. I haven't said this much for a long time, but damn, it is fucking brilliant. I was so happy from the opening sequence in this, and then throughout the whole film, you get beautiful pop-outs. Things do come flying straight out the screen. There's not a lot of them, but that when they do, like it's kind of worth that wait, because you get pretty much non-stop depth, which is beautiful. And when I mean depth, I don't just mean so far back into the screen. I mean like the characters look like they're standing in the center, then there's all that space behind and in front of them, so you genuinely look like you're just seeing them stand in the middle of this field kind of view. And I love that. There is some stick out moments as well where things are just kind of leaning over the screen at times, which is also nice. It's very good viewing for the eyes. And as I just said, the depth is fantastic too. It's really well done. So already this movie got a 5 out of 5. Just the film alone was brilliant. A very emotional telling. I mean, it's set in the 80s. I'm a 90s child, but I grew up with siblings from the 80s, so I grew up with a lot of their shows and music and the way that they like things. So this is pretty cool to see. And just yet again, being able to finally see this in 3D. I mean, this is how this film should be viewed. This is exactly how this film should be viewed. And it is stunning. It is absolutely stunning and incredible. And I cannot recommend it enough to anyone who has a 3D system. Bumblebee is definitely one to pick up. Turbine, I mean, I've only got 2 of your titles. I know you've released a load of things. I mean, I know they've released Mission Impossible Fallout. I know they've released Doolittle. They've released Sing 2, Despicable Me 4, Fast and Furious 9. What else was it? The new TMNT movie that just came out. They've released quite a few titles. I think there's like 12 or 13 titles in their collection at the moment. And you know, they said they're doing a lot of Paramount and Universal, so hopefully there'll be a lot more titles coming out in the future. Like, they've just released in cinemas the new How to Train Your Dragon, which we know is a DreamWorks / Universal. So we can hope. I mean, we can hope that we get that, because that's my next review. Anyway, these reviews are quite short. I don't do long reviews much. But I just want to say this very quick thing, because I know that I know there's still a few of you out there that still watch my videos, and I appreciate you. I haven't done videos in such a long time, and I'm really sorry. There's been a lot that's gone on in my life, and videos have become like a little bit of a less priority. But since watching this, and since the film I'm going to be talking about in my next review, I've just really had that passion to really speak up about 3D again, and it's so good. But I want to say this very quick. I'm going to put this down because my arm's hurting. I just want to thank Tommy Boy 3D. Since I stepped away, there was hardly anyone talking about 3D again, you know. But Tommy Boy is one of the best 3D reviewers on YouTube at the moment. Probably is the best at the moment. We lost another great, I said in a tribute video I did a while back, one of my great friends, Roger, Channel Dawn Star. He was an OG 3D reviewer, and, you know, sadly we lost him. Like, rest in peace. And, you know, 3D Blu-ray Bunker hasn't done a video for a while as well, and that I've noticed. Man, if you're still out there as well, I hope you're okay. It'd be nice to see you do some videos again, man. But Tommy Boy 3D, I mean, the fact is, this man has gone, no, I'm not going to step away. I'm not going to stop talking about this passion. I'm not going to do any of that. And instead, he's upped the game. He's getting his family's opinion on reviews, and he's getting like their review on it. He's talking about titles from a unique company that's done a few titles that I didn't even know were coming out. And this man is what I would class as the best 3D reviewer on YouTube at the moment, and probably will be for a very long time. So Tommy Boy, thank you, mate. Thank you so much. It is such an awesome thing whenever one of your videos pops up. Like, I watched your How to Train Your Dragon 2 3D review earlier this morning, and I'm going to leave a comment on it soon. But thank you. It's just nice that every time I see one of your videos pop up, I'm like, yes, there is still that love and passion about 3D films out there. And, you know, they may have stopped making the systems. They may have stopped making stuff like that. But you can't take away the love and passion from the collectors and the viewers and the appreciators of such a platform. 3D is one of the most unique ways to watch, experience, and immerse yourself into a film. There are some who think that 3D is a distraction. There are some that think that 3D is over the top or a gimmick and stuff like that. And that's fine. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But for us true viewers of 3D, for us who sit there and genuinely appreciate the time and the craft that goes into making great 3D titles, it's just the most definitive way to watch a film. For me and for a few others, I've recently been showing 3D films to a lot of my relatives and stuff. Like, we have movie nights, and I'll take my little 3D TV over to their house, and we'll set up, even my nephews and niece will watch 3D. And they've even said stuff like, for example, I showed my cousin and her husband, I showed them Pacific Rim in 3D, and my cousin's husband said he genuinely cannot watch that film in 2D anymore because he knows there'll be things missing from it. And it's nice when you hear that. I mean, obviously, I know people are going to say, "Oh, well, you kind of ruined it for them because they won't watch it in 2D anymore." I haven't. It just means that they saw the magic in the 3D. And one of my nieces, she watched Hugo in 3D, and she said that for a film set in such an old time, she enjoyed the magic of what Hugo was telling and the way that old film, like original film, was made and the craft put in behind that. So it's nice that 3D, even for a younger generation, is still something that can be classed as, in her words, magical. And I love that. I love that that gives that feeling to people. So yeah. So I'm sorry to kind of rant on the end of the Bumblebee review, but yes, Bumblebee 3D is definitely a must pick up if you have a 3D system. Tommy boy, trust me, man. Trust me, you'll see what I mean. The opening sequence alone. Oh, I look forward to you reviewing it in future, because I know you're gonna watch this now. Anyway, I've got one more review to film. But yeah, I hope you're all well. Take care, stay safe, you wonderful people. And I'll see you in the future. Bye for now.